Puyallup High School, a school with 1,800 students receiving an education inside of it. Of those 1,800, we asked 2 sophomores about class office and their future goals. We asked Haley Kaiser and Owen Ebner about how they feel about running for office in a new school.
A little bit nervous since I don't know everyone, but I'm also excited so I can meet new people from Calais and Aylen.
I'll make the school a better place. I mean, I still got a lot to learn here, but slowly make my way up.
In addition, we asked Mrs. Steele and Mrs. Mooring, 2 staff members at PHS, about their past experiences with class office.
Things, all types of activities and sports, and did it as a teacher too, worked with as an advisor for the senior class and coaching, and yeah.
Yes, I was my junior class vice president and ASB president.
The staff and sophomore officers are set to keep the school running. This has been Collin Wolf, Viking Student Media.
Nice. That's it.
Okay.
Ask her the question that you should ask her.
Oh, was there anything I should have asked you that I didn't?
Oh, yes. Why don't you ask me, if kids didn't know to run, when will be the next opportunity to run for class office? Something like that.
Okay. If kids didn't know to run, when's the next opportunity to run for?
So because sophomores are brand new, they're the only class who gets an election in the fall. In the spring, there will be a whole nother election where we'll do an ASB, which is school-wide elections. The ASB officers are in charge of kind of running the budget of our school, and there will also be
Okay, how do you feel about the candidates running this year?
Well, I only know a few of them because they're sophomores, and a couple of them are in my leadership class, but we've only had, a couple of weeks, and leadership is hectic, and there's 43 kids in there, so I honestly don't know them, but the fact that they can be on top of filling out the paperwork and making sure it's in on time bodes pretty well from them from the start.
All right, can you tell us the process of the elections?
They're required to fill out a packet of inquiry, decide on what am I trying to say? What's the word? What office? You're going to edit that, right? What office they want to run for. They decide on what office they want to run for. They have to get signatures from their peers in their class, which means they're forced to interact with other people. They have to give a speech in front of the sophomore class, and then the election is ballot form. It's one time unless we have more than one or more than two candidates running for a specific spot, and then the candidate has to win by more than 5% of the total votes. Otherwise, we do a runoff.
Okay. And when are the elections?
The elections are next Friday.
Okay. So when do we know the results?
Well, normally the elections happen during a normal advisory schedule, which would be right after second period. So the results would be announced at the end of the day. But because we're doing a crazy schedule that day, the elections happen on right after sixth period at the end of the day where advisory is moved. So unfortunately, as a student body, you won't know the results until Monday when we announce them to the school, but the candidates will be called that evening to let them know, so they don't have to wait all weekend.
Okay. Did you have any ASB experience when you were in high school?